Hi guys, it's Crystal. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be sublimating on 50/50, so poly cotton blend, as well as 100% cotton. Yes, you heard me correctly, 100% cotton. I've got a onesie, a little toddler shirt that we're going to do 100% cotton on. We're going to start with the 50/50. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard of this or not, but there is a company that is called DyePress. Now, what they have invented, this has been out for a little bit. I've been watching some videos on it, and I finally reached out to them a while back and asked if they could send me some of these to try out on the channel, and they totally agreed. Right away, they had them in the mail. So we're going to be not only trying, today's going to be cotton, but not only are we going to be doing cotton shirts or cotton material, we're going to be doing polygloss. So this is going to be for glass, metal, marble, stone, ceramic, glass, acrylic, whiteboard, and wood. So we could get those Dollar Tree cups and coat it with this stuff and be able to use those in our press instead of having to order. And then also they carry poly natural. This is for coating wood and stone, so you can get some of those nice wood, you know, to make some coasters and stuff, coat those and be able to sublimate on those as well. So any type of cutting boards. So no longer having to special order anything, you could run down to Walmart and grab some cups or shirts or whatever it may be and do this. Okay, so let's start with today doing the cotton. This is going to work if you're working on white, gray, or a colored shirt that is oatmeal. She has created videos on this, so I'll have those linked down below. There's 3 different videos, so you can check those out. So you can learn what the decizer is all about and all that. I'm not going to get into it just to save a little bit of time. But if you have a white shirt, a gray shirt, or an oatmeal, you're going to want to put decizer. All the colors, you're not going to have to worry about this, all right? So first step on those will be the decizer. And then the next step is going to be the poly tee. This is what's going to give us that coating, like the polyester type coating. And that's what's going to make us be able to sublimate on 100% cotton. Is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to mix it up and everything, walk through spraying it, and we're going to press it. Today we're going to press it with the Cricut Easy Press. You can do the same thing with your heat press. She sent me 2 bottles that are already just like this. These are 8-ounce bottles because you want to mix 7-ounce water to each ounce of these. So you need 7-ounce water, 1 ounce this. She already has them. So like this bottle right here is the decizer. Hopefully you guys can see these. So we're going to mix our decizer in here and then the poly tee in the other one. So let's get started. So we need 7 ounces of water, and you need to use purified water. So I'm using bottled water from Walmart. Okay. So I've got my bottled water, and I'm going to fill up my cup here. So I've got a little measuring cup to 7 ounces. All right, there we go. I'm going to use a funnel. These funnels come in like 3 in a pack, I think at Walmart for $1, where I got these a long time ago. So I'm going to pour my water in here. All right, just like so. And I'm going to go ahead while we're at it and pour the water in the other one. So what we need to do now is I've got these little measuring cups. She even sent me the measuring cups and everything. So I'm going to take some of the decizer here. I'm going to kind of mix it around just a little bit. I don't think I need to, but I'm doing it anyway. We need 1 ounce of each one. So I'm going to find where my ounces are on here. I got a seal on top, so I'm going to get that off and pour this in. Very carefully pour that over here. All right. And then what we need to do is put our lid on here and shake it up. Now she showed on her channel just kind of going like this a little bit and not just vigorously shaking it. So that's what I'm going to do. Just do this a few times. And we need 1 ounce. Same thing, we want to get this in here. And then same thing, she just kind of showed knocking it. She just kind of showed going like this back and forth. She didn't show like vigorously shaking it. So I'm just going to kind of do what she did. And if you guys notice this, you guys probably noticed this right off the bat. I put them in the wrong container because that's what I do. So what I'm going to do right away is I was going to peel that off, but that's not going to work. I'm going to have to mark them out. I'm going to have to just kind of, you know, scribble this. I'll get some vinyl and vinyl this later. You know me. It's going to be vinyl. So I'm going to go ahead and put poly tee on it and then do the same thing because I already know I'm fixing to be messing that up. All right. And then I'm going to put decizer. There we go. And like I said, I'll just put vinyl on them later, but try not to do what I just did. But just want to show that really quickly because you don't want to do these backwards, obviously. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We've got our shirt ready to go. So I'm doing white, so we need to use the desizer. So I'm going to take a piece of cardboard. I'm going to protect my Cricut maker back there, by the way. So this cardboard is actually just from my, those inserts that come in our Chalk Couture packages. So I've just been saving them for stuff like this. Okay, so what we need to do is you need to spray around the area that you're going to be sublimating, because obviously that's what we need to take care of, right? And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get our Easy Press ready to go. I'm going to move my design out of the way. We need to get our Easy Press to 385. So I'm going to push the temperature there and go all the way up to 385. Now this first press is not going to be timed, we're just doing steam. So I'm going to have that ready to go. So the first thing we need to do is the desizer. So making sure I got the right one. So what we need to do is you want to spray about where you're sublimating. So go bigger than the area. Hopefully you guys can see all this. I may have to zoom out. So you want to go ahead and spray within the area where you're going to be sublimating, or obviously it defeats the purpose. So I'm gonna spray a big enough area is what I'm just gonna do to make sure. So desizer, so I'm just gonna make sure. So you want to make sure you're coating everything very well. And then she showed just kind of patting it down to kind of get that moisture in there. Just want to get it nice and wet. Obviously, I don't think she got it drenched, so we're just making sure that everything's getting coated. Because when you look at it in person, you can kind of see what's wet and what's not wet. So I'm just kind of pushing that in. Okay, and I think I'm going to go over it just one more time. Press that in there. So now I'm just kind of going and patting that down a little bit, just making sure everything seems pretty nice and wet. All right, so what we need to do, and our Easy Press is almost there. I'm going to go ahead and get my shirt off of this and kind of rub it as well. And I think she only really showed that with the poly T, but I'm doing it anyway. But it kind of helps get that, you know, even on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread this out. Now for this next step, what you need to do is you need to take, she said a piece of cotton, but it has to be washed already. It has to be used, because if not, it's got desizer in it because it's new, so you're just putting right on top. So I'm using my husband's old white t-shirt. Ignore it because it looks really old and dingy. So, but you can use a hand towel, whatever it may be, but you want to use a used. So now what I'm going to do is we want to get that out of there. So I'm going to go ahead and press until we see steam coming out. Looking good. So once you see that steam coming out, you can lift that up and move this out of the way. Go ahead, and I'm going to do it one more time just because I'm sure that I'm coating the whole area where my stuff's going. So I'm just going in the area where I haven't done yet. So just over here on the side. Now, if yours completely covered that area, you would not need to do this again. So I'm just kind of waiting for that steam to come a little bit. Just being super safe. All right, so now for the next step is we're going to need our cardboard back. Our cardboard back in here. And this time we're doing 385 for 70 seconds. 385 for 70 seconds. So before I forget, I'm going to change my deal over here to 70 seconds. Now what we need to do is spray our area, and I'm going to measure down 3 just to make sure. Okay, we're going to spray our area where our image is going to go once again. So we're going to take that poly T this time. So we're taking the poly T and we're going to spray and coat where our image is going. So we're going all the way around. She shows kind of, you can use your image to flip it over and spray around to get like a an area, but I pretty much know I'm going to be right in here, so that's just what I'm doing. So I'm just making sure everything is getting nice and coated. All right, so that looks good to me. In half, like I showed a while ago, and we're going to go ahead and rub this down to get that fully coated. Once we have it ready to go, we're going to want to air dry this, or you can dry it with your blow dryer or your heat press or your easy press. The way that you're going to want to do this is to kind of get this dry a little bit. I'm going to go over it, just hovering over it with my iron. So I'm just kind of hovering just to kind of help dry it a little bit. I don't have it on there. Now, you wouldn't want to sit here and do these one after another like that. I wouldn't want to. What I would do is I would ahead of time desize my shirts, and then I would come back, spray them with the poly coat. That way they're all ready to sublimate, and then you're ready to go. That way you're not back and forth with each one. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to put my image down where I want it, and I'm going to actually, to kind of avoid these harsh lines I've showed you before, is to kind of tear it like this. I'm bringing it down so I can see where I'm putting my image. All right. So what I'm going to do is come down 3. So I know where I'm going here. And you know me, I can eyeball where I'm at. Alright, so say I'm happy with where that's at. She shows that you need to coat it with 2 pieces of parchment paper this time. So we're doing 385 for 70 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and get this down. Remember, you want to stay completely still when it comes to sublimation. So I'm just going to give it some firm pressure and hit go. Alright, there we have it. So now we need to carefully pick this up so we don't get our ghosting. And there you have it. So you can hear that kind of stick just a little bit. And now you can see how vibrant that is. Now I've sublimated already before on 50/50. So it's nothing new, but you can see how much more vibrant that is. Alright, so now for our last step is you want to go over this one more time with your poly T, and that's going to give it a final top coat. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put this back underneath here to protect everything. Put my cardboard back. All right, get my shirt up here, and we're going to spray it with that poly T one more time, just coating everything. So you're just going to go over it with a nice little thin layer. Just like that. That's going to help hold that ink in. What you need to do is just press this for 10 seconds at 300. She said if you press it again at 385 at a high temp, you're sublimating again. So what we're going to do, I'm going to change the temp to 300. So we're going to hit temp, come down to 300. All right. Now while the temperature was dropping, and I need to change my time, hold on. Now while the temperature was dropping, what she did was hover again. Don't stick it directly on there. I'm just hovering on top. This is how she was drawing it as it was going down, except for she was using heat press, obviously. But you just take your easy press and you're going to hover over it as that heat is dropping. This dried before this finished dropping, and that's totally okay. So I don't have to hold it the whole time, because I mean that's going to get heavy. It only took me about 10-15 seconds to really get that dry, so it didn't take no time at all. For this last press, all we need is 1 piece of parchment paper, and we're going to go down for 10 seconds. So we're going to hit go. So I've got it at 300 for 10 seconds. All right, there we have it. Now the shirt is completely finished. So it's completely done. Now the only thing that I do notice with this is whenever you do this whole process here, hopefully you guys can see this. There it is. And it says, this heifer needs a vacation. This is an image from Etsy. I will link you down below. The one thing I am noticing is it's given like almost like a different white here. And it feels like, now it has almost like a, like this is just, hopefully you guys can hear this. Now it's not like a thick plastic or anything, but it's got a coating. You can tell it has a coating there. I want to say, because she does have like a whole group, like a Facebook page, and I'll have it linked down below as well, to where people talk about, you know, how to use this stuff, you know, just basically kind of like one of those, like a Facebook, like a Cricut group. So anyways, but there is one for this DyePress where they give tips and tricks. So I'll leave it linked down below. But I think somebody said once you wash this, that all goes away. So we're going to find that out. I'm going to do that before I sell this, because I'm going to sell this down at my booth. So I will let you know how that works out. So there's that. Isn't it awesome? How cool is that? And this is that 50-50, because 50-50 doesn't usually come out this bright. So I'm really excited about that. Now, let's do some 100% cotton. This cute little tee here, this is another one of those wonder tees I got from Walmart. I told you guys the other day. This is a 100% cotton, and I'm going to show you guys. This is that Wonder Nation 100% cotton. I'm going to bring it up. Hopefully you guys can see the information there. 100% cotton. We're going to take our cardboard once again. I'm going to get our cute little shirt down. And the first step that we're going to do is cover it with the desizer, making sure I'm grabbing the right one. And we're going to cover the area. So I know about where this is going, so I'm just going to go over it again. And like I said, she was kind of patting, which is just kind of pushing the desizer into the material. You know how if you get something wet, it kind of wants to hover on top for just a second, so until it soaks, just to kind of speed that up a little bit, pushing that in. Now, like I said, I'm probably going excess with the desizer. You really don't need to use this much, but I'm just making sure I want to coat everything. So obviously I'll get the feel of that the more I play with this stuff. All right. I cannot wait to play with the other ones and get some Dollar Tree mugs. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to fold this in half and kind of push on that just a little bit to kind of really get that in there. Now we need to bump our temperature back up to the 385. All right. And this one we're just doing the steam. And this one we're just pressing until you see that steam. I think it took about 15 seconds last time. I had a cleaner spot so you guys aren't having to look at the ugliness of it. All right, so I'm gonna press, and oh, I don't know why I hit the timer. I didn't need to hit the timer, but I hit 10 seconds. So let's see if it does it in 10 seconds, I guess. If not, we'll hit time again. I guess we could kind of figure out how long it takes. I'm gonna hit it again. All right, so about 30 seconds is what that took to get that steam out. Okay, to bring our cardboard back in. Right, just like so, and we need to do that 70 seconds again. We're going to take our poly tee and we're going to coat it. So we need to coat it to wherever our image is going to be. All right, so once we've got that coated, I'm going to fold it in half and rub that in. And I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way. Rubbing a little bit easier and better. Oop, try not to stretch my shirt, obviously. There we have it. So what I've been doing to protect my my mat, I didn't mention that before, is I've got down a piece of just paper is what it is. This is just butcher paper. So I've got that down. Then we're going to take our image. For this one here, we're going to do like a 4th of July theme, so it's going to be America. All right, so we need to make sure and hover this until that's pretty much dry. You really would want to do this stuff just ahead of time so you're not sitting here having to individually dry these, because you can air dry them and that way they're just completely ready to go, and the last step you're having to do is cover them with the poly spray one more time. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to get this down, just kind of making sure it's where I need it to be. I didn't do this on the last one, but I want to try it on this one. Is I want to use that Dye Trans Pro Spray. That's going to help hold this down. I know it's not going to shift. And you can use the tape as well, but let's try it and see if it works with this product. Giving it a second. All right, so just making sure I'm going where I need to be. All right, so say that looks good to me. Now I've got that in place. She also mentioned, and I want to try it this time, she used a piece of just regular copy paper, but I'm going to use butcher paper. And then she used her 2 pieces of parchment paper just to protect the parchment paper so you can use them more so they don't yellow, right? So, or get the ink coming through. So we're going to hit go, 70 seconds. All right, so I'm going to get that out of the way. Pull up all of our papers here, and now we're going to peel this off. there you have it. This is 100% cotton. So hopefully you can see that. There it is. Sublimating on 100% cotton. How cool is that? 100% cotton. So let's see if I can see the ring on this one. I don't really see the ring as much as I do now. Obviously you can see where my press was setting, but I don't see it like I did on the other one. So I don't know if it's because it was a blend, but this is 100% cotton and I'm not having that. Now you can feel the difference. So this is, you can hear. And this is t-shirt, and then that. I brought you over to my mic so you guys could hear it a little bit better. So anyways, but look how cool that is. 100% cotton. So you can go down to Walmart, get some of these t-shirts. You could go down Target, wherever it may be, somewhere locally, grab some t-shirts and make them. So wouldn't that be awesome to be able to have on hand? So I'm really excited about this stuff. And I mean, look at how much I have left so far from doing 2 t-shirts. So it really don't take much. I don't know if you guys can see that. They're still pretty much full. It's hard to tell you. But I've used a lot of decider. I think I've used too much. I really didn't need that much. All right. Now, let me go ahead and quickly, the last step that we have to do is protect this with one more top coat of that poly tee. But I'm going to set this aside and let's go ahead and do 2 baby onesies really quick. So these are 100% organic cotton from Walmart. And we're going to be doing 2 different designs. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these down, cut them in half just so we have them. And then we're going to start on our process really quick, so just so we have these. I want to make sure they're going to fit because I hadn't double checked those, you know. So I've already printed these. Once again, all of these images I got from Etsy, and I will have them linked down below. So that's going to fit on there very well. And then same with this cute little cow one. Okay, so let's go ahead and get going. So 2 little onesies, and I'm going to spray them at the same time so I can do them together. Get our onesies, and I'm going to get both of them up here. Hopefully you guys will be able to see them both. And I'm going to spray them both at the same time. Okay, one is a 12 months, one's a 3 to 6 months. So remind me, unicorn over here, cow, because we're going to forget. I'm already going to tell you. Decider first, so we're going to go over both of those. So just kind of spritzing those. Just making sure wherever that image is going to go that we've got it spritzed. Pushing that in. I'm going to go ahead and move over to the next one. And it's super hot in my she shed right now because I'm waiting to get I'm still working, guys. I know that a lot of you guys have questions what's going on, but I have so much. It's just been crazy. We still have everything to do, basically. I mean, basically, I've got to go to IKEA, and we're going to do that at the end of the month. And I need to put my floors in, and that's pretty much it. But I've got to get my mini split unit, my air conditioner, but I can't turn on my fan because it's super loud for the video, and I'm dying right now. So anyways, I'm going to finish spritzing these really well. All right. And I'm not going to fold these in half this time. I'm not going to worry about it. All right. We're just going to make sure they're spritzed. Okay. So what I'm going to do, well, actually, I'm going to fold them in half while I'm getting them off of here. So there we go. So you can see how we're protecting our workspace. Get this down. Now, I could use my 6x7, and I think that's what I'm actually going to do. I'm going to move this guy out of the way, and let's use our 6x7 to sublimate. All right. Now, this one's going to be the same thing where we need the cotton t-shirt. As you guys can see, me and my husband went out on the boat this weekend, and I got super sunburned, so it's been great. We're going to be pulling out the steam. What we're using for this one is the cotton t-shirt, so I'm going to cover up our onesie, and I'm going to go ahead and press. Now this one, there's no time. We're just pressing until that steam comes out, giving it firm pressure. Steam coming out. So now I'm going to pull this off, and this one is ready to go. Set this one aside and press the next one. We're ready to go. So I'm going to spray it again. Now with the poly tee. So we're going to grab these, put down our cardboard here. And I'm going to spritz both of these with that poly tee. So I'm going to go ahead and get these on here. You may not be able to see them both, but they're both here, okay? Let's go ahead and get that poly tee. So for the poly tee, once again, you're just spritzing where you're working. All right, so same thing, you're gonna wanna fold them in half, and I'm gonna move them over to rub them. I'm going to go ahead and rub it so I can make sure that's nice and even. Try not to shake my camera everywhere. For the 12 months, we are going to have the unicorn, right? Go ahead and dry this. I'm just hovering it over. Now this one, I'm not going to use the spray. I'm going to do it without. And so now we're going to go ahead and get our image down about where I want it to be. So say I'm happy with that. I can see it, you guys, I think you guys can lightly see it. So I can kind of see where I'm going with this. Just stick it down just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing where I've got 3 layers here. So I've got the paper, the butcher paper, and then the parchment paper. So I'm gonna get these down, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get my iron down on here. So just like this, and I'm gonna hit go, 70 seconds. All right, move this out of the way. Move these and pull this up. There we have it. Super cute. 100% cotton, organic cotton at that. 100% organic cotton. Look at that. 100% cotton. How awesome. It's hot, so I'm trying to hold it here. And with our Cricut Easy Press. Once again, I don't really see that outline like I did on that first one, so I must have overdid maybe the desizing or even the spritz. I'm not too sure. But there you have it. How freaking cute is that? It says, whatever, I do what I want. Isn't that cute with that unicorn? We put this on that cup a while back. Okay, so I'm going to set this out of the way. Already got it ready to go. So all we're going to do is let's dry it just a little bit. Same thing. Once again, you wouldn't have to go through this if you pre-did this and let them air dry. I think that's ready to go. This one is going to be new to the herd with these little cows. I know it's backwards until we press it, but look how cute. So what we're going to do is line this up once again. I can see through it. Y'all may not be able to. And we're going to get this down. I'm going to go ahead and do the Pro Spray again. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get that about where I want it. So say I'm happy with it here, making sure my shirt is flat. Same thing, I've got my butcher paper and my 2 pieces of parchment paper. I'm going to be making sure I'm staying right between where I need to be and just getting this down just like so and hit go. Alright, so we're going to pick this up. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and move these out of the way. Now, one thing I want to mention too with this spray as well as this, because it sticks down, you can always test. So in case I didn't get over here or over here, you could always test it first and take a little peek. So say, you see how I'm peeking like that? I could actually lay it back down and go again, and I wouldn't have to worry about ghosting because it's got such a strong grip on it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and peel this off, and there you have it. Super cute. Look at how cute that is. New to the herd. So cute. Look at those colors. 100% cotton. Organic cotton. I'm going to show you guys really quick. Organic cotton is what it says. Gerber organic cotton. There you go. I know it may be a little bit blurry. This one's a 3 to 9 months. But look at how cute. Once again on this one, I can't really see the difference on here. You can see where my iron was, but you have a little bit of that scratch. Hopefully you guys can hear that. I'm bringing it over. Compared to the shirt, not as bad. I really think I just overdid it on my first shirt. But there you are. I love it. So cute. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so for the final step, all we have to do is we've got these last 3 here. We just need to spray them one more time with that poly tea. Now, what you want to do is you want to air dry these first, because remember they need to be dry, and then we're going to press them at 300 for 10 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and change my timer. But what I would do, once again, if I was doing a bunch of these at once, I would go ahead and let them air dry and then come back later and get them all at one time. So I'm not having to hover over these or blow them with a blow dryer. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my temperature. I brought my temperature down to 300. Now I'm bringing my time down to 10. All right, while that temperature is dropping, I thought I'd go ahead and talk about these one more time. They're, 8-ounce bottles, so like you could get them bigger though. You can get them in bigger bottles like this, like the 16 ounces and stuff. But the 8-ounce bottles, you're going to need the decizer and you're going to need the 8-ounce. Now, if you're doing colored shirts, don't worry about this. Just spray it with the poly tea and then you're ready to go with that if it's colored. But if it's white, gray, or oatmeal color, you want to put the decizer. But think about it this way. With 8 ounces, it takes 1 ounce of this for each bottle and then the water. So you're going to get 8 bottles each of this stuff right here. So you can see how much I've used. Hopefully you guys can see that. I've barely used anything. Hopefully, I'm trying to hold it because if I hold it sideways, it's going to go this way. So let me put right here. So I've only used to write about here where my thumb is. On this one, I've probably excessively used it. I've went to write about there. You're going to get 8 of these 8 ounce, because each one's going to fill up to 8 ounces. You're going to get 8 of these. So that's how much clothing you can do. I mean, quite a bit. And like I said, I would go ahead and do all the ones that you need. But you do not need the decizer. So if you weren't doing on the colored shirts, you're only going to need this one bottle, which it says decizer. But remember, I marked it out and put poly T. Crystal's going to vinyl that. So you would only need one of these if you're going to be doing just colored shirts. So it's pretty awesome. And then, like I said, they've got other stuff too. So you can do the polygloss, which you will be seeing very soon. I'm fixing to be going, and I'm going to get some Dollar Tree cups. I'm going to get some Walmart cups. And I'm going to get maybe some, like, the glass cutting trays and stuff like that. And then with the poly natural, maybe I'll do some tiles and stuff too. I'll get several things because, like I said, it is for the gloss. Let's say it one more time. It's metal, marble, stone, ceramic, glass, acrylic, whiteboard, and wood. So I will have a bunch of these items to try with that when we do that video very, very soon. With the wood and stone, you can do it on those awesome pieces of wood. You can do it on the cutting boards, stone, stuff like that. And so I will have some of those to work with this. So I'm pretty excited. Now with those two, instead of the decizer, you're going to need this stuff here. It is called Catalyst. I'm not going to take it out just yet, but there it is, DyePress Catalyst. And this is when you use the polygloss or poly satin or the poly natural. Okay, so you add 1 milliliter. She have little measuring things in here. She's just like really, I mean, she made it perfect for me to be able to fill it up with the little measuring cups to the spray bottles. I want to send a huge shout out to DyePress for sending these to me to try. And like I said, for the quick response and the fast delivery. I asked and you guys delivered quick. So I really, truly appreciate that. And so here we go. So let's finish up these shirts. Last things we need to do is add the poly T one more time. So I'm just lightly coating, making sure everything gets moist with it. Spray this again, protecting everybody and everything. All right. All right, there we go. All right, this time I'm going to show you just using your hairdryer to speed this up. Just like that, you're done. It's really fast. Move that guy out of the way, and I'm going to point this out. It doesn't matter what blow dryer you use. This one's more expensive, so don't go buy this one. But the point, this is just what I have. It just became my craft tool. I've taken it from the kids. My point is, if yours has this nozzle, or if you can buy this attachment separately, super cheap, I highly recommend that you use this nozzle because it directs that air perfectly. So when you're using this in the craft room, it doesn't blow anything anywhere and it really directs that heat. So I highly recommend whatever dryer you get, whether it's a $10 dryer, make sure it has one of these, or if you can attach one, that way you can direct this however you want to. One thing I want to point out really fast is that I just now noticed, when you spray that final coat of poly T, don't overspray or you're going to make that bleed. Okay, so you're going to end up making that bleed. You see where you can kind of see around that? So don't overspray it with that poly T. Now this one you can see nothing happened because I didn't overspray that. So be careful not to oversaturate. And I could tell you because this was really wet. So just a tip. All right, so we just need one piece of parchment for these, and I'm going to just go over it for 10 seconds. All right, just like that. So now the shirt's completely done and ready to go. So I'm going to toss that out of my way and bring in this one here. Cover it up, hit go. All right, so there we have it. Completely done. So once it's that 10 seconds, you're good to go. Like I said, be careful not to over spritz. So I'm going to set that out of the way, and we've got our last one here. So America, what I'm going to try to do with this is turn it this way and put my press on there this way. So I'm going to, you can see I didn't overspray on that one either. So I'm going to go ahead and hit go. All right, there we go. Alrighty, so there you have it. So you have America, and actually it looks like it did just a tiny bit there on the C. So just try not to overspray on that. So there's those. And then here's this one. There we go. Super cute. Love it. And then one more time, here's our first one we did. And you can see I obviously did not overspray on that one. I did really good. Look how vibrant that one. Now, this is 50-50. So if you spray on 50-50, you're going to get even more vibrant than before. So basically when you're spraying on 100% cotton, you can see how it's a little bit lighter. And I know they're two different images, but you can see this is 50-50. So half polyester, half cotton. And before, if I did it without the spray, this is the color tone you would have had with this. So basically these kind of are now like 50-50 cotton, if that makes sense. But before you could not sublimate at all on cotton and make it stay without washing it out. But this type of color tones is what would have been in this. But because this was with that spray, look at how vibrant it was, like bam. So I'm pretty excited about that. So huge shout out to DyePress for sending this stuff to us and letting us test it out. Super exciting about that. Highly recommend that you check this stuff out. Now we can sublimate on 100% cotton. So I'm really excited. We can do dish towels, all kinds of stuff. Possibilities are endless. So stay tuned. We got 2 more trials to do with 2 more different type of videos for the Poly Gloss and the Poly Natural. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.